Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. If you were just tuned into the show, we did run into a little bit of technical difficulties. We are back up and running, and we're going to start over with the live stream. Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us every Thursday at 1 p.m. as we talk about the latest new products and promotions that we have available at Broadfield. Today, we were going through a catch-up of the Ptz Optics product line. Ptz Optics is also the parent company for HuddleCamHD. And as we started going through this, because the Superjoy just started shipping, we realized that across the entire category, Ptz Optics has a great, good, better, and best story for you to share with your customers. When you can walk your customers through a purchase decision, starting with a good solution, a better solution, and then, of course, the best solution for their needs, that's going to help you close the sales and help start taking what might be a very simple opportunity and start blowing that into a much bigger sale. So let's get started talking about one of the hottest new products of the year, and that, of course, has been webcams. Once the world was shut down and everyone realized that they were streaming from home, one of the first realizations that our customers have come to is that the webcam built into a Chromebook or a laptop just isn't sufficient. You're not getting a large field of view, you're not getting a lot of light into the camera lens, and everybody is looking exactly like they're looking, like they're talking into a laptop. So one of the easiest upgrades is with the Ptz Optics webcam. The Ptz Optics webcam at under $100 is a great solution to get a wider field of view and HD into their USB port for programs like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, etc. The better solution would be upgrading to a camera that not only gives you the webcam capability, but also their ePTZ technology. This webcam from HuddleCamHD allows you to also plug into the USB port, get a super wide field of view, but now use a virtual PTZ camera tool to give movement and production. This is a great solution when you're talking to teachers or lecturers or even pastors or community leaders who are looking to add a little bit more production value. I can take that HuddleCam ePTZ camera, put it into a classroom with a teacher, and now it'll allow that teacher to move back and forth between the whiteboard and other presentation materials. And then, of course, the best solution would be a full-blown PTZ camera with PTZ camera control. There are lots of people using these and taking the USB output to really add that next level of production capability into a Zoom, a Microsoft Teams meeting, or any other video conferencing technology out there. You know, it's interesting, we were talking here at Broadfield the other day how the word Zoom has become Velcro in the industry, where it is a brand name that is being used as a collective term for video conferencing across the board. We've already spoke about the PTZ camera and about the HuddleCam ePTZ camera, which, by the way, is also available in an NDI version, allowing you to bring that camera video image over NDI into an IP production workflow. And the way the ePTZ works is, as you can see in the screenshots here, you're going to get a wide field of view that you can now pan and tilt across the image to create an HD region of interest very easily, allowing you to duplicate what you can do on these more expensive PTZ cameras just in software installed on the computer itself. Next, we're going to talk about the Ptz Optics Box Cameras, like the Z-Cam that you see here. Again, Ptz Optics has a good, better, and best solution. The good solution would be the box cam, all set up, ready to run with either SDI or NDI output. Better would be the same camera with a variable lens, allowing you to change that lens to customize it for your customer's workflow. And then best It could also be using that same ePTZ technology we just spoke about with the webcam, with the ePTZ model of the PTZ Optics Z-Cam. And that Z-Cam version is available in either a 3G SDI, and that model actually has dual SDI outputs, or an NDI version of the Z-Cam as well. Next, we're going to talk about the PTZ cameras, or perfect for everything from video conferencing to live productions in houses of worship, schools, and other markets. HuddleCamHD would be your good, affordable solutions, allowing you to use a HuddleCam camera, USB output, in a souped up video conferencing commercial AV environment. HuddleCam also makes a better solution with this guy right here, and that's the Simple Track 2. The Simple Track 2 allows you to take that same image capability and add auto tracking from the camera itself. Now, if we go back to the educational workspace, talking about the teacher who's moving across a lab or from a whiteboard to other presentation materials like I have here, this camera is going to automatically track their movement as they go across. We actually have a great demo video to show off on this Simple Track 2. So Jenny, let's roll that video, please.
You can see it's going to slowly zoom into the preset 1 that we've set up. It started at preset 0, as you saw. I called preset 0. And it really does a better job than a regular camera operator can do, because it has the advanced, analytics and algorithms there. So Ptz is, this is kind of what you would see in a whiteboarding scenario, whether it's lecture capture. You can see the tracking sensitivity. We have it kind of a medium level. So it's not going left and right all the time. It's just following the subject and making sure she's framed in the middle there. So it does a really good job. You can play around with the parameters, whether you want to change the tracking, pan, and tilt speeds. A lot of times the pan speed is the important one, going left to right. And the tilt speed, you might even want to disable tilt because you've already kind of locked it in to what you want. But as you can see here, it's doing a great job tracking Ptz left to right. On the top screen, you can see the camera itself. So that is the HuddleCam Simple Track with the 20x optical zoom.
The HuddleCamHD Simple Track 2 is a $3,000 solution that, again, gives you those the PTZ Optics optical capability of the HuddleCam camera with the auto tracking built into the device itself. When you're selling this into education, house of worship, government and community organizations, one of the important things to note is it's not just necessary to use in a large lecture hall where the person might be moving across a 60-foot stage. It's also great to use in even a small production studio like I have here, because even the small camera movements, like you saw in that demo clip with Ptz, moving back and forth, adds interest and adds a little bit extra production quality to the presentation materials. Teachers are learning that the more you can add to the production to add interest and engage the audience, like little camera movements like that, really do help add to the overall presentation. And that's how you close the sales on the Simple Track 2. Next, of course, is the PTZ Optics PTZ cameras. PTZ Optics has made a great name for bringing high-quality broadcast PTZ cameras to the market at a very affordable price. Now, while there's really 3 different models of the camera, and we're shoehorning them into the good, better, and best solution, the truth of the matter here is that the good, better, best is really going to fit into what your customers need the most. I could have easily have done this slide and said the good camera would have been the 12x model, the better would have been a 20x, and the best would have been a 30x. But if your stage of what you're presenting is only 15 feet away from the camera, then there's really no need for a 30x optical zoom. So is that the best camera for that market? What I did do in arranging these slides is I said a good solution is a USB or HDMI camera. A better solution is the SDI model, and then the best solution is the NDI model. But I'll point out again that the connection and the protocol is only best if it's what your customers need the most. Why I decided to sort them that way, though, is because with the Ptz Optics camera line, you're actually adding additional connections. So under the good, we have the Ptz Optics USB model, which gives you USB and HDMI output. And that would be this guy right here in front of me. On the better, I did the Ptz Optics SDI camera. If we can get in a little bit closer on the camera, you'll see that not only does it have the HDMI capability, it also has the SDI capability. So what qualifies this as your better is the fact that we're adding that SDI capability, which you of course know is going to be recommended for the longer runs. And then of course there's the Ptz Optics NDI HX model cameras, which allow you to get the video over IP, but still has both that HDMI and SDI connection. So as we're moving across these connection protocols, we're also adding it to the model before it. Hence, the good, better, and best argument here. The one thing that is important to note is the Ptz Optics USB model is the only one that gives you the USB output. So if you're talking to customers that are going to be looking at a better solution to upgrade their capability into Zoom, they don't want to add video capture hardware, they're fine with the USB connection going straight in, the Ptz Optics USB model is the perfect solution for them. In an HDMI workflow, that model works as well, as does any of these other three. One of the trends that we've seen across the industry are a lot of our integrators are speccing out the Ptz Optics NDI model cameras in order to get the maximum flexibility of having the NDI workflow, the SDI workflow, and even HDMI, so it will work with whatever production system your customers have today or upgrade to in the future. And then the argument or the product that really led to this whole presentation today was the introduction of the brand new Ptz Optics Superjoy. This is the third controller in the Ptz Optics controller line, and it does really answer the best scenario of what these controllers have to offer. So when you're selling a Ptz Optics camera system, you're going to be able to offer 3 levels of camera control. One is with the HuddleCam joystick controller, or the HC Joy. The HC Joy will live on both the HuddleCamHD and Ptz Optics price sheets, as opposed to what the slide says here. This is not an IP controller. The HuddleCam is an RS-232 serial controller available for $299. The first IP controller is the PT Joy. The PT Joy at $649 allows you to get the control over IP, accessing your cameras anywhere on the network. And then, of course, we have the brand new Ptz Optics Superjoy controller at $899, which not only gives you that IP control protocol, it also gives you the ability to control the cameras over NDI or with the traditional serial control. It is the most flexible and agnostic of all of Ptz Optics controllers. In fact, it's the controller Broadfield is recommending right now for use with any camera systems from any manufacturer because of its ability to control everything out there. Not only is it the best solution to control whatever cameras are in the mix, even if there are mixed cameras all being used in the same installation, but it's also the easiest controller to use because it has different setup functions allowing you to operate in either a Basic Plus, or advanced matrix mode, giving you the ability to set up that controller the proper way for your customers to use best in their installation. So we will have a ton of videos coming out on the Ptz Optics Superjoy, and I spoke with Ptz Optics to find out that we should have more of these units shipping to us just in the next couple of weeks. So get your back orders in, get your stocking orders in now, work with your Broadfield salesperson, call us at 800-634-5178, and we'll be sure to get you on allocation as soon as that next shipment arrives. If you have any questions about any of the Ptz Optics or HuddleCamHD products that we spoke about today, if you would like some demo footage that we've shot on the SimpleTrack 2, or you want to take advantage of the new videos that we're producing now on the Superjoy, reach out to me directly at jim@broadfield.com, and I'd be happy to share that content with you. Until next Thursday, and every Thursday at 1 p.m., cheers.
Join us every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for another Broadfield Liquid Lunch and Learn live webinar. Next week, we're excited to be joined by Secure Data to introduce their expanded product line. Tune in at news.broadfield.com/live. Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers. So call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.